Hey guys, it's Somber Shadow 001 back at it again with the video games and back at it again with Destiny 2. Um, so yeah, I know it's been a while since I've made a video. It's been a very, very long time since I made a video. I believe it's been something like 2-3 months. Well, no, that's not entirely true because I did put up a Shinobi Striker video. But the reason I'm making this video right now is about Destiny, and I guess in that respect I haven't made a Destiny video in a long time, so I'm going to tell you why I haven't made any Destiny videos in a few months, and why I haven't really talked about Destiny or anything, and really the pure simplification of it is I've quit Destiny 2. When I mean quit, I don't mean hard quit. But definitely taking a break. The game needs to change. Just plain and simple, the game needs to change what it is right now. Especially with this most recent TWAB, which has got people in a complete fit of rage right now regarding sunsetting weapons and such, and I'm not really well versed in that. I didn't really read the TWAB. I've just been hearing about people being outraged. I haven't really been in touch with the community in a long time. I refuse to check the Destiny Reddit right now because it's been nothing but just bad things and people being angry and upset. I don't like where the community is at as a whole, and it's just kind of brought me down to the point where I'm not really even playing Destiny, and I've kind of taken a break from it. Pretty much since completing Beyond Light, like the story, I haven't really played. The only time I ever played was to level up. Like, I believe I'm at like 1250 something at this point. So that shows how much I'm not really playing. I believe I'm like 1256 or something like that. But yeah, I haven't really been playing. I haven't been enjoying myself, and that's the sucky thing, is I haven't enjoyed the game. I haven't been having fun. Honestly, I've just been doing stuff on there just to get my character leveled up in time for the next thing, and that's it. And I know I'm probably going to go back when the next season starts. I'm going to go back and start playing again, but I'm just kind of burnt out. I'm kind of bored, and I'm very unhappy with how the game is right now. Especially for the PvE players, and that's, I lean more towards the PvE. I've never ever really been a big PvP player. And I think that's evident in videos. If you ever see me in Crucible, I almost never play PvP, and that's why I'm so bad when it comes to the Crucible. That's why I never do trials and stuff like that. Yeah, but I've always been more of a PvE player, and honestly, the PvE sandbox has, in my opinion, and this might be a strong thing to say, but has really been the worst it's ever been since, probably, I would say, since Season of the Worthy. Especially following Season of Arrivals and that being such a great season. And I know people would probably disagree about that because they felt like it went on too long, but obviously there's a reasoning behind that with Beyond Light. Sorry about that. With Beyond Light and everything being delayed, and that's why we didn't get I guess what I'm trying to say is the reason people don't like Season of Arrivals is because they felt like it went on too long, and that's purely because of the delay. That's really no fault of their own. They didn't expect to be delayed by 2 months. And I get that, but especially following that season being so good for PvE players and really awesome for PvP players as well. I mean, at least if you had Gnawing Hunger, But yeah, and then going to this with Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt, which honestly has been an incredibly boring season. Really, the only good thing about the season that I really liked is the stuff with Crow. The Hawkmoon mission was really cool. I liked all of that. And anything that has to do with the Crow is awesome. But the Wrathborn hunts, I got burnt out very, very fast. And even now with this whole new thing, I'm not even, participating in it. The whole High Celebrant boss Wrathborn thing, I'm not even doing because I'm so burnt out of this game. I'm so bored every time I play. And something really needs to change. There needs to be engagement again. And I remember I was one of those people where when they announced sunsetting, I didn't have an issue with it because Destiny 1 had sunsetting. And it never was an issue back then, at least not as big as an issue as it is now. And it's the fact that it's so much of everything now that I think that's what has people really miffed, including myself. I used to be like full steam ahead with sunsetting. I thought it was cool because I thought it was going to be the Destiny 1 style. And then it turned out not to be, and it turned out to be way bigger and way worse than I could have ever imagined. And I'm sorry about that. I never, I didn't know that it was going to be this rampant. And, it's unfortunate, but this game needs to change for the better in whatever way it can. I'm game. Like I said, I haven't really been in touch with the community in a while, so I don't really know what needs to change. What really, the big things besides sunsetting, which has really got me annoyed. I'm hoping that next season is going to be better. Especially, because we're going to be hitting that spring slump very soon, if you know what I mean. I've mentioned it in past videos before, in which Destiny content takes a pretty, steady decline until the summer. But I hope for the best. I'm still optimistic. I really hope that they get this stuff together. And from what I saw in some previous TWABs a couple of weeks ago, it seems like Season 14 and Season 15 are going to be way better than what is going on now with Season 12. Because I doubt it's going to be fixed in Season 13. About all those issues, there's no way they're going to fix it in one season. I have high hopes for 14 and 15, and of course when Witch Queen comes out, I hope it's bigger and better than Beyond Light was. Not to say that Beyond Light's campaign was bad. I actually enjoyed the campaign. I would say the only issue I have is I felt like the story just kind of dead stopped right there, and that was it. And that there wasn't really any resolution, to be honest, and the fact that Aramis is frozen in stasis, and the raid kind of, I guess, continues some of that with Taniks and Atrax 1, but even then, it's kind of I feel like I was very upset that Aramis story just got cut off, like right then and there. It's the same issue they've always had with Destiny 2, in the fact that they cut their stories way too fast, and the only story that they didn't do that with, and it turns out to be great, was Forsaken. They took their time, they drew it out, they made it work. I didn't feel like they cut it off right then and there. They were still longing, aftershocks from that whole thing. Like, there was a huge aftermath in the fact that Cade's gone now, and the fact that we now have the Crow, which, we're only now getting 2 years, actually probably now 3 years after that, whole expansion came out, which is incredible, and that's a testament. And Destiny 2 has always had this issue of creating these really cool ideas and then executing them not only poorly, but just finishing it off way too soon. That was the issue with Destiny 1, Year 1, is that was it. You're done. But that turned around with Taken King. You had this whole long thing of content that you were able to do, and the story kept going and it kept going, and it got you interested in this whole universe that's even still going through even now with Season of the Hunt, and then eventually the Witch Queen that comes out later this year, and then actually no, yeah, even Rise of Iron kind of had some lasting stuff with Season of the Worthy, but with Destiny 2 that wasn't the case. We get introduced to Gaul, awesome villain, one of my favorite Destiny characters. He's really cool. I love that. Dead. Done. Cut him off. We're done. Nothing else about him. No aftershocks, nothing. Same thing with Curse of Osiris. Oh, you find Osiris. You beat this reality-altering Vex construct. Done. Warmind. You kill a worm god. Done. That's it. Shadowkeep. You find the pyramid. Even with Shadowkeep, it ended kind of abruptly. It was a while before we even heard anything from the pyramids again. Shadowkeep, boom. Pyramid stuff ended until Season of Arrivals. That's a whole year without anything. And then Season of Arrivals picked up that story again. And then we were done. And now with Beyond Light, we get introduced to Fallen with Darkness. Awesome. It's cool. We get Aramis. Cool. And now that's done. And now we got this little kind of end campaign thing with the Dark Priestess, and that's done. That's it. And I think that's the big issue, is they're ready to end it too quick. And if you end your story too quick, then your PvE, I think that's what is tying to the PvE sandbox suffering. Not just that, I mean, there's a myriad of issues. Leveling not being where it should be, the lack of loot. There's been, severely less loot than there was in Forsaken, but that's to be expected for two reasons. One, Bungie's on their own. Two, actually three reasons. One, Bungie's on their own. Two, you got COVID-19 right now. And three, most of those weapons were kind of redos anyway. There wasn't really a lot of new weapons. But I understand people's issues with the game right now. I understand people aren't happy with where the game is. And I feel like that's because of the high expectations we've set, especially for this expansion where everyone was ready because of the introduction of darkness. And even then, Stasis was an awesome thing, but even then that ended up kind of breaking sandboxes everywhere to the point where they're nerfing this stuff heavy, and now people are upset about that, but they don't want it to be too overpowered, and it's kind of not ending great. Not to mention the aspects and the fragments and everything. It's just not fun anymore. Now, I'm not saying it's too grindy. I'm not saying it's too far catering to the hardcore player. I don't care about any of that. I wouldn't call myself a casual player, and I wouldn't call myself a hardcore player either. I like to grind. I'd like to grind for stuff. I've always been a fan of that. You know me, I love collecting exotics and stuff. So I've always been fond of that. But when I was grinding for stuff, it was fun. It always had been fun. I mean, to the point where even me and my friends would make a game out of it. We would call it the exotic race, and we would grind for exotics, and whoever got the most by the end of the expansion life cycle would win, of the new stuff, and that included seasonal stuff. And we did that during Forsaken, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever had to do with the two friends that I play. And the sad thing is my two friends don't play Destiny anymore, and they don't even play anymore. And again, that could contribute to why I feel like the game isn't fun anymore, is the fact that I'm not playing with my friends, or with anybody for that matter. But they were pretty avid Destiny players. They played more than I did, and they left. So there's an issue. If my two friends who played this game literally every single day, every single night, constantly, just to grind for stuff, just to play raids, and just to have fun, when they stop, that's not good, because they've played Destiny through literally the worst moments. They played... I mean, we played Destiny through all of year one in D2. Besides me and one of my friends, we played since the beginning. From D1, the very beginning of D1, till I'd say about Forsaken. I think they dropped off after Shadowkeep. Like, Shadowkeep came out, they did it, and then they were gone. I don't think I ever saw them ever play anything after Shadowkeep. And that was it. And the only reason they played Shadowkeep was because Garden of Salvation was around, and they wanted to get Divinity. And that's upsetting. That's incredibly upsetting to me. And just seeing where Destiny is right now, and seeing that it's no longer fun, and that people are no longer enjoying the game and literally leaving in droves to do other games, to play other things that are way more fun. Of course, Among Us and Fall Guys, and even with me with Shinobi Striker, which isn't a popular game by any means. No one really likes anime games, but I find it fun. They're leaving. They're just not playing it anymore. I mean, even me, I left to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. But yeah, that's my 2 cents about everything. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and apagando las luces.